If you've looked into teaching abroad or changing careers, your feed is flooded with ads promising fast, cheap teaching certificates and immediate job placement. It takes about 5 minutes and $50 to buy a piece of paper that legally prints the word teacher under your name. But hiring managers and school administrators aren't looking at the font on the certificate. They're looking at the rigor of the institution that issued it. Buying a discount course might feel like a deal, but it often ends up being a trap. You waste your time, and worse, you end up holding a credential that makes you unemployable in the schools you actually want to work for. When you evaluate a teaching credential, you're navigating a strict trade-off between course friction, how hard it is to complete, and actual employability. This diagram shows that contrast. Marketing hype sells you low-friction promises, guaranteed pass rates, weekend completion times, and 0 written essays. The reality column shows what actually gets your resume past HR screening software: required practicums, strictly graded assessments, and a recognized qualification framework. To bridge this gap between what's promised and what's required, we use an 8-factor employer credibility scorecard. By putting any potential course through the exact same rubric an employer uses, you bypass the marketing spin and filter out the programs that will fail you at the interview stage. This scorecard starts with the foundation of the institution: provider recognition, qualification level, and clear learning outcomes. Verifying the regional accreditation boards backing a provider takes upfront research, but doing so instantly eliminates diploma mills from your list of options. Once the provider checks out, you have to look at how the course actually measures your learning through structured assessment. A credible program requires rigorous case studies, written assignments, and graded exams. It does not rely on unproctored, multiple-choice quizzes that you can just click through. This introduces real friction. Writing essays demands a serious time investment, and it introduces the very real possibility that you might fail. Earning a grade through mastery proves your competency to an employer. Clicking through a quiz simply buys you a digital receipt. Beyond the rules of the institution, credibility hinges on the actual content you learn and how you apply it in real time. This illustration highlights why a highly relevant curriculum matters. Theoretical textbook learning has to translate into managing the complex, chaotic reality of an active classroom through modern pedagogy and inclusion strategies. That brings us to the most demanding factor on the scorecard: practical teaching skills and mandatory lesson demonstrations. Practicals require high friction. You have to step away from the keyboard and secure access to a mock classroom or actual students to teach. Setting up a camera to record a mock lesson is anxiety-inducing, but that footage generates the exact visual proof hiring managers actively hunt for. Mandatory practicals sacrifice speed and comfort, but they leave you with a verifiable portfolio of practice, which employers trust far more than a candidate who has only read about teaching. The final 2 factors on the scorecard are strict professional relevance and continuing professional development, or CPD. Aligning your course with strict local licensing standards effectively locks you into a highly specific geographic or subject niche. This is a deliberate strategic trade-off. Highly specialized continuing education might decrease your ability to jump into unrelated international roles, but it massively increases your hireability in your specific local market. For veteran educators, this targeted approach provides the specific evidence needed to qualify for administrative or specialized teaching roles. A credible qualification secures your initial placement and establishes a clear path for long-term salary growth and professional mobility. We map this decision tree directly to your career goals to find the right friction level. For casual travel or a TEFL role, baseline requirements are 120 hours of study, a recognizable provider, and a practical component. Visa requirements in many countries are tied to these exact academic standards. Without them, government authorities may reject your work permit application. If you are a career switcher or a veteran teacher, your requirements demand extreme assessment rigor and strict alignment to local school boards, hitting all 8 credibility factors. Taking the supposedly easy route for specialized roles, like early childhood education or administrative promotions, is an absolute and immediate career killer. The objective is not to arbitrarily find the hardest or most expensive course available. It is to precisely match the course's friction level to the demands of your target job. In education, the title printed on a certificate means absolutely nothing without the pedagogical rigor to back it up. Before you enter your credit card details, aggressively run any prospective course through the 8-factor scorecard. If a program promises a brand new teaching career with absolutely zero practical friction, that is a glaring red flag, not an advantage. Embracing high-friction, credible qualifications is the surest way to protect your investment and guarantee your resume commands respect in the real world.